I'm
All right,
going.
keep it clean. I'm videotaping.
What?
He's taking me with him.
Yep.
I'm getting a job there
Oh yeah,
Yep.
because I'm so good.
Where
right.
with
because he
Yes.
can't be bad to be away from you.
That's right. No.
These
You
guys,
have to show Rhiannon this.
these guys are going to need to have purchasing, and they don't have it.
All right.
Yeah, I gotta call you back.
So we're going to have to change their security
Okay.
because they don't have access to purchasing.
Okay.
Okay, but I can show you basically what you're going to need to do for this. Okay.
Do you want to just sign in as me, Ed? And
Can you give us a precursor of what it is we're going to be learning?
We're going to learn how to do a PO.
Okay.
Purchase order.
Actually, what I'll do is
You're videoing this?
Mm-hmm.
That's
It's
good.
easier than writing because then I can just watch him and put it on video. And then Rhiannon can watch it too. I'll just put it on YouTube and send her a link.
Be private for 1 hour.
Okay, sure.
Company information.
All my stuff is actually private.
Yeah, I could just watch it on YouTube.
yeah, you can just watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, Ed, why don't you just tape yourself doing this and then we'll just
Okay.
put it on YouTube.
I don't have
No
my glasses.
problem.
Yeah, that would be really great if you guys had like little informational videos
There are.
available. There are?
There are on the website.
We're in
Yes.
training.
Hi!
Hello? Okay.
She went away.
Good. I don't know who that was, but
It's Jessica.
okay. All right. So we're going to start with the work order. And this works the same way regardless of what department you're in or what branch you're in or who the customer is. It's the same process, and the process is relatively simple. So I'm going to open up a work order, and Mike had a request. He wanted to see something specific in the segment title. Do you remember what he was saying? Oh, that was for ITS, right?
Mm-hmm, but I would say it would be a good idea to do it for this
It
too.
would do the same thing.
Yeah.
We would do the same thing for this. In the segment title, we're going to put in
Ed or sis or whatever.
Jim Bender or Danielle 3-2. Jim Bender or Danielle 3-2.
Interesting. Assortment.
I'm just putting in EnerSys service in the segment title. Okay.
So it's supposed to be the vendor, essentially, vendor information?
And the
segment
reason for
title?
that is, he wants to be able to see it in service dispatch, and if I do it this way, he will.
Okay.
Okay. He'll be able to pick those out and know that he doesn't have to send a technician to that job. Okay.
Mhm.
So I just clicked OK. I opened up the work order the same way you've been opening up every work order, and now I'm going to go to the detail.
It's always a road ticket?
Could be a shop ticket if you're having EnerSys come in here to work on
Oh,
something,
gotcha,
or if
okay.
you're having ITS come in here
I
to work on
understand.
something.
Yep.
Okay, could be a road ticket.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, the simplest way to do this, I'm glad you're here because I wanted to ask you about this, about how complicated you want to make this. I don't think that this is necessarily something that we need to make terribly complicated. We could use the outside labor product and just book it all to sublet. The
Yes.
revenues goes to sublet, with parts, labor, everything.
Yes.
Okay, it's fine. Just wanted to confirm what I thought I already knew.
Yes.
Okay. So what we're going to do here is this. I'm going to use this product, OL, for outside labor. Okay.
Okay.
You'll notice that when you use that product or OP for outside parts, the description field shows up in yellow. It's highlighted in yellow because that field is enterable. So you can actually put in a description of what you're having them do.
That's cool.
Okay? And we want to do that. We don't want to just leave it as outside labor. We want to put in a description of what we want to have them do.
Okay.
So for your purposes, you would put in the battery that you're going to have them service, and maybe the equipment that you want to have them service the battery on. Okay. And as I tab, it takes me to the availability frame. Okay. And you guys have not been doing this for the most part. Some of you have done a little bit of this. What I'm going to do is we're going to create a PO from here directly. Okay. So when I tab across the line, it brings up the availability frame automatically, and I'm going to create a purchase order. So So I click the purchase order tab, and it takes me down to the supplier ID field, and I don't know what the supplier is. So I'm going to look it up. This one, I suppose.
Jersey, I'm thinking, the second one.
The second one or the first one, I don't know which supplier we use for EnerSys. That's the
One's in
billing
Chicago,
address.
ones in New
That's the
Jersey.
billing address.
That's the bill too.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't make a hell of a lot of difference which one we use, to tell you the truth. Okay? That's going to create a purchase order. Just by doing that. That's all you have to do to create a purchase order. That's it. That's the sum total of the process.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
How do I print it?
If you wait just a second, I'll show you how to print it.
Okay, cool.
Okay? The other thing that you should be doing when you get a purchase order is asking them how much this is going to cost, or at least ask them for an estimate.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Same is true if you do this for ITS. The same is true for anybody. Truthfully, the only reason to do purchase orders in the first place is so that the company has an idea of what this is going to cost.
Forgive me for asking what I think is a stupid question, but I don't do these, so I'm
Okay.
assuming you're on the phone with a company trying to order something, and this is why we're doing this?
Yep.
Okay.
Or like I'm placing a battery service
Got
call.
it.
I'm gonna send an email.
Okay? You can do it any way you want,
I
but that's what
understand.
this field is for. This dialog box pops up so you can put in a cost and a sell price.
Okay.
So let's say they tell us this is going to cost $200,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to mark it up 1.5%. I can just do that.
So there's no way to open a PO without any dollar values?
You can, but
but
it's
then you
really
can't
like just
close it.
writing down something on a piece of paper
Why
and
would you want
wrapping
to?
it up and throwing
Because
it
I
in the
don't,
trash.
when I send EnerSys on a service call, I don't know what it's gonna cost.
And that's
have
why
to-
I just said you have to ask them.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I said you have to ask them. That was the only reason for asking.
We won't know what it costs until they get to the battery and they see it and they do what they need to do with it. And then
All
I
right,
get a
forget-
certain.
Can
forget
you
what I said.
change,
Forget
but
what I
that's
said.
valid, can you
you
change
can
the
change it.
price?
Yes, you can
Yes.
change the price.
So if she puts $500 down and then
Right.
Genesis goes there and sends her a bill for
Yeah,
$453,
then you update it.
that's what I wanna know.
Okay.
Okay, but they may have no idea, or they may tell you that their flat rate for a service call is $150, which at the very least they will tell you. Okay, even EnerSys, because we have probably 50 dealers that deal with EnerSys across the country.
Right,
So
we
you're
know
not
what
the
a
only
basic
people who do
service
that.
call is gonna cost.
Yeah.
but Once they use a part or do anything else, then that's,
Parts are going to be additional, but you can at least put in the price of the basic service call, because that is the purpose of doing purchase orders.
if
in
you don't
first
put the
place.
price in, does it save that price or no?
If you don't put the price in,
Yes.
does it create the purchase order with a $0?
Yes.
Yeah, but that's basically, like I said, a waste of time. Okay, so once I have selected the manufacturer and I don't have, or the supplier, and I don't have to put in a price, or I can put in a price, it does that. Okay. The line displays in italics, which means I don't have this, but it's on order. I've already told the system what I'm doing with it. So now I click exit. Okay. And I'm done with that. That's it. That's the sum total of the process.
What's the purchase order number?
If you wait just a second, I'll get to it. Okay. Then in purchasing, if I click find, there's my purchase order. And there isn't a purchase order number because the purchase order is in progress. So if I click on the purchase order, that's the purchase order that I put on. That's the description that I put in from the unit sale. That's the price that I put in on the work order. Okay? Now if I click OK, click set as complete, and I don't have a counter set up for field service for purchase orders, so I will have to add it. Your purchase order number will appear up there, but it won't be XX1. Okay? And there's the purchase order number. And if you want to print the purchase order, just click OK and click print, and it will print. And this is what a purchase order looks like. Okay? And I'm going to go back out of this for a second. In fact, I'm going to create a new purchase order because I want you to do this a different way. What I'm gonna suggest that you do I'm going to change the process slightly. I'm going to do this. Back on the availability frame. As I think about this, this will make more sense. I'm going to select a supplier, just like I've been doing. Okay, and I'm going to check this checkbox down here that says direct shipping.
Nurse?
Okay? When
She's in training.
When I check the checkbox that says direct shipping, it's going to change the delivery address to the address that the work order is delivering to. Okay?
That's good.
This way the purchase order that you sent to Enersys will have that as the ship to address,
In
We're all
training.
doing training.
not high-low. So just by checking that checkbox that says direct shipping, it will change the delivery address. So I click OK. I'm going to exit out of this. I'm going to go back into the purchase order. Now the ship to address is the customer's delivery address. Okay? Which makes far more sense. Okay?
We got that just by checking that box.
Just by
direct shipping.
checking that
Okay.
direct shipping box, that's all you need to do. If I set this as complete, it will give you a PO number, but it will not be that. Okay, I will fix the counters.
That's in purchasing, so you don't see a PO number when you're in the work order details.
Until you've actually created a PO number, you don't see a PO number. Okay?
You have to go in here and it says complete.
Right.
Then
Now
if
if
you
I
went
go
back
back
in
into
the
the
work
work
order, it
order,
would be in there.
If I go back into the work order and I click on detail, and I
It'll be-
click on the line, and I select availability, it will show me the purchase order number right there.
Okay, cool.
Now, you said you're using direct ship there?
Yes.
Did you explain to them about direct ship?
I didn't explain anything about direct ship.
Okay, it's very unforgiving, and you have to make 100% sure your addresses and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because what's going to happen, it doesn't do this in work orders, because work orders have to be closed. But the direct ship process is particularly unforgiving. When you do a receipt for a direct ship, you have to do it, once you've done the receipt, it's done. You can't undo it, it's done. Okay?